Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of What's for Supper on It's a Ootsy Thing. I appreciate you joining me this evening and coming along for supper. We're going to have a great evening because it's Wednesday, which means it's Connect Group night at our home. Every Wednesday night, we have a group of people come, and we first feed them physically, and then we feed them spiritually and have a Bible study, and we always have a good time. So that's what I'm preparing for today. I am fixing what many people refer to as shepherd's pie. Now, my mother did a little bit of a twist to this shepherd's pie, but she always called it 3-in-1. So that's what I've continued to call it. So that's what I'm fixing tonight is 3-in-1. I also fixed a couple of salads, and I wanted to show you my paternal grandmother got me this cookbook for a wedding gift. I have absolutely wore the crazy thing out. Some of the pages are just barely there. The front cover has wore off. I don't even know where the cover is. And many of the pages have food splatters on them. And 43 and a half years of stuff in this book that I've used. So I thought I might as well use some of these recipes and quit getting so many off of Pinterest and Instagram, which I love doing, but I needed to use some of these recipes. Now, this book is from Leedy, Oklahoma, and I am sure it's the Young Women's Study Club. I am sure a lot of the women that have the recipes in this cookbook have passed on. And so that makes it even more special. As I looked through this book, there was some recipes that I wanted to try, and it was my aunt that had some recipes in there. So anyway, that's what I thought, I might as well use some of the recipes out of these cookbooks. So the two salads that I made for tonight did come out of here with a little bit of a twist on one of them. One of them I did is orange Mandarin salad, and I'll insert the video of me putting that together and what all is in it. And the other salad that I did was broccoli cauliflower salad, and I will insert that video as well, show you what I did with the recipe and all that. Then I did a chocolate cake. I did it in a butt pan. Because the crowd was low, I just made a small cake tonight since we're not going to have a huge crowd. So we're going to get started on our supper for this evening so that it's ready when everybody gets here. So thanks for joining me, and here we go. We've got a lot to do. We've got to get busy. The first thing I'm going to do is get our cake baked. So it is already out of our way. The first thing I'm doing on this fudgy chocolate cake is adding 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I'm adding 1 cup of granulated sugar, 4 eggs, and letting that beat real well. Then I added 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and let that beat really well. What I did notice about this cake is that it was not very fluffy, and there was no liquid other than the butter in this cake. And the recipe said to beat it really well so that plenty of air can get into it and encourage the cake to rise. I think I should have beat it just a little bit more so it would have risen just a little bit taller. But I think it will be fine. I put it in a prepared bundt cake pan. Smooth that all out. Then I baked it in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. Now I'm making our Mandarin Orange Jello salad. To this salad, it is 2 3-ounce containers of instant vanilla pudding, 1 can of crushed pineapple, and stir that together really well. Add 1 small container of Cool Whip and fold that all together. Now add 2 cans of drained Mandarin oranges. Be careful as you're folding those in that you don't tear them apart. You will want to save a few extras so that you can garnish the top of your salad and make it look pretty. Once you've done that, cover it and put it in the refrigerator for an hour or so before serving. The next salad I made was a broccoli cauliflower salad. Yesterday I cut up 1 head of cauliflower, 1 bunch of broccoli, chopped up some cheese to have some cheese chunks, and a purple onion. My dressing is a 1/2 cup of Miracle Whip or Duke's, that's what we like, a 1/4 cup of vinegar, 1/4 cup sugar, and a 1/4 cup olive oil. Mix those all together really well, then pour that over your vegetables. Mix it in with your vegetables really well, cover, and then put in the refrigerator for a few hours. I did add some salt and pepper to it as well. But this is a really good salad. That dressing is very good. Here I'm just cutting out my potatoes so that I could cook them and then mash them up to add to our casserole. I just add butter, sour cream, some half and half, and salt and pepper to my mashed potatoes. Here I'm making my icing for my cake. It's a very simple recipe. It's a stick of softened butter, some half and half, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and about 2 cups of sifted powdered sugar. Once I started putting it together and mixing it, I saw that I did need a little bit more liquid in it, so I added a little bit more half and half. So you just kind of have to work with it till you get the consistency that you want. This really is an easy casserole to make. Casseroles are just easy, really. And this is one of those that you can put together early. You can have it in the refrigerator ready to pop in the oven. Make it on a weekend so that you have it for one of your meals throughout the week. Or you can put it in the freezer and have it for a weeknight meal. I've already got my potatoes peeled, boiled, cremated, mashed, smashed, all the things in it, so it's ready. So I'm browning my hamburger meat with an onion in there. Okay, I got my hamburger all browned with the onion in it, and this is 2 pounds of hamburger meat. And it's going to fill up this 9 by 13 is what I'm making for about 8 people. Now that I have that browned, I'm just going to add salt and pepper. And then I have 2 cans of diced tomatoes and green chilies, Rotel, mild. I did drain the juice off of these. If you don't, it gets pretty soupy. So it's best to drain that juice off. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. Just a little bit. I think I'll add some garlic powder as well. Just gives it a little bit of a flavor, more of a flavor. So I'm just going to mix this Rotel in with my hamburger meat really well. And now I'm going to pour it into my baking dish. Spread that out real good. This is a nice hearty meal, all in one dish. This is also great to take to a potluck dinner. You've just got all of your basic food groups 3 in 1. And that's what my mother called it, was 3 in 1. Now on top of our meat mixture, we are going to add 2 cans of this Southwest corn. Now my mother always used Mexicorn. The can was about half this size. I have been finding it very difficult to find those cans of Mexicorn. I am not sure why. I don't know if they're not going to be making it anymore, but they have this. It's the Southwest corn, which basically is the same thing in a way, and it works out just fine. So I'm using 2 cans of the Southwest corn. And I'm just going to make sure that it's evenly distributed over that meat. Now we are just going to add our mashed potatoes on top of that. And I may have made too many mashed potatoes, but I just had a couple left in that bag, and I did not want to mess with just 2 potatoes in the pantry. So I went on ahead and mashed them up, and I can always use my mashed potatoes on another meal in the next few days. All right, now we've got those potatoes smoothed out over our meat and corn. Now I have shredded some cheese, so I'm just going to sprinkle this shredded cheese, probably about 2 cups, I'm gonna guess. You make this as cheesy as you want it. If you like lots of cheese, then for goodness sake, put lots of cheese on it. So a couple of cups of shredded cheese all over it. And let me tell you, this is a yummy, yummy, yummy meal. I had this growing up, and it's been one of the staples in our home throughout our married life, and it is so good. This is going to go in the oven on 350. I'm going to put it in there because the potatoes have already cooled off. I'm probably going to put it in for about an hour. I want it nice and hot and bubbly when everybody gets here. So about 350 for 45 minutes to an hour, and it will be just perfect. Well, that's our meal for our Connect group tonight. I'm glad you joined us for supper. I hope you'll try our 3-in-1 casserole. It is so yummy. We have the cheesy garlic bread, our broccoli cauliflower salad, our Mandarin Orange Salad, and that's all of it. It's a full meal. I hope that you will try this. And as always, remember, enjoy your meal. See you next time.